Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we want to welcome you to the second Tuesday of the month Know Your Neighbor program. We want to welcome all of you who are joining us by live YouTube streaming. This will also be available in an archived edition on the Know Your Neighbor link on the Town of Bucksport webpage. It's my privilege to have Tracey here tonight. And Tracey is the executive director of H.O.M.E. H.O.M.E has a period between each one of the letters. And for those of you who are wondering, what does that stand for? It's Home Workers Organized for More Employment, which is how it started. 50 years now?
52.
52, all right, well, we'll say 52 years. So tonight, there will be a conversation, and then there'll be opportunities throughout this next hour for you to go to the center mic. We've decided that's probably the most efficient way for us to not only hear everyone who wants to ask a question, but also the camera is going to be on the mic, so we're not lost in space here with people speaking and can't be seen. So again, welcome. My name is Dr. Stephen York, and I serve as the Executive Director of Brown Hall Community Center. And so without any further ado, let's give a warm welcome tonight to our guests. All right. Tracey, tell us about H.O.M.E.
Well, I have to start with a correction. We actually just turned 53 in April. So H.O.M.E started back in 1970, and H.O.M.E originally was a crafters co-op. It was founded by a group of fairly radical Catholic nuns, and those of you who are familiar with that path of Catholicism, they were a wild bunch. And initially, they had a craft store on Schoolhouse Road in Orland. And that craft store was in what was called the Doorhouse Men's Shelter for many decades. That was the first building, and it's the white building you see on Route 1. So the idea behind the founding of H.O.M.E was for low-income people in Hancock County to create items in their homes and earn income through challenging winters and sell them in the craft store. As more and more people came to H.O.M.E, the sisters realized that folks needed assistance with writing. They needed employment. They needed help with food. And they were taking people home at night to their homes because some folks didn't have anywhere to stay. So, 6, I believe. And then we opened another one much later than that. But all of the H.O.M.E has grown over the years. It's much more than a craft co-op. Now we've kept that piece of our roots there because running a program for people who are living in poverty does not mean you can't introduce them to the arts and crafts of Maine's tradition. So that's kept all the way through our history. Today, we're just a little organization of 47 employees, 4 homeless shelters, 18 units of transitional housing, and permanent housing in Bucksport, 7 units. We have a food pantry, soup kitchen, child care program, a sawmill, lumber yard, a single room occupancy house in Ellsworth for folks coming out of jail, a learning center. There's a lot going on. So we've grown over the years, and each program has been developed in response to a need that's been presented over the years. One of the special things about H.O.M.E, special and challenging, is that H.O.M.E, we have a philosophy to hire and put people to the service of others that come through the programs. And so as a result of that, 17 of our staff, many of the management team, came to us first for help, and myself included. So that sets H.O.M.E a little bit apart from the other homeless shelter systems in the state. To put it into context, we have 37 shelters in the state of Maine that serve people experiencing homelessness, and H.O.M.E operates 4 of those. We only have 5 shelters in the state of Maine that serve families with children, and H.O.M.E operates 3 of those. So we serve about 3% of the homeless population in the state of Maine. And last year, our numbers were a little down, which is good and bad. We're not sure how accurate the count is. We served 171 people. And if you look at zip code data, most of those folks are from Hancock County. In addition to all of those programs, we have a really robust volunteer program, and we had for a long time a low-income house building program where we built 53 homes for low-income families. And